Okay, so today we learned how to graph quadratics in standard form. Remember that standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. The only letter that's the same as the standard form is the a value. So if we look at number 1, the a value is -1, b value -2, c value 8. Okay. Axis of symmetry has its own little formula to find. Remember that axes of symmetry always start with x equals, and the formula is -b divided by 2a, or the opposite of b divided by 2a. So when I use this information, the opposite of -2, or -2 actually becomes +2, and then divided by 2 times -1, so our answer becomes +2 divided by -2, which makes x equal -1. So that's our axis of symmetry. That means that at -1, we are going to have an axis of symmetry. Okay? So our vertex has to go through that point. So you just found the x coordinate of the vertex, and now we have to find the y coordinate. Well, in order to find the y coordinate, you have to take that x coordinate and substitute into the equation. So we're going to do y equals -1 squared minus 2 times -1 plus 8. Now I'm getting that from the original equation right here. Okay, remember that this is y equals, and you have x now, which is -1. So everywhere that there was an x, we put a -1. And now we do the math. And you can do this on the calculator, okay, if you don't want to do it by hand. So if you put it in the calculator, you would do exactly the way you see it. So negative parentheses, -1 parentheses squared, minus 2 parentheses, -1 parentheses, and then plus 8. And you would hit enter. Okay? So the answer should be 9. Y is equal to 9. Okay, so the vertex is going to be at -1, 9, and we're going to put that on the table in the middle, because what we want is 2 that are lower than it and 2 that are higher than it, or on the number line, 2 below and 2 above. Okay, so I went backwards to -2 and -3, and then forward to 0 and 1. Now, our vertex is at -1, 9, so we're going to go ahead and graph that, which is up here. Okay, and we've got to plot the other values that are on the table. So we can go ahead, go to our table, and we're going to type in our equation, which is -x squared minus 2x plus 8. Okay, and go to our table. Now, if our vertex is at -1, 9, right there, then 2 above it would be 5 and 8, and then 2 below it would be 0, 1, which would be 8 and 5. Okay? So now we're going to plot those 5 points. So -3, 5, -2, 8. Then we have our vertex already. Then 0, 8, and 1, 5. And so we should be able to sketch it. But the next thing we need to put on there are our x-intercepts. So the direction that this is obviously opening is down, because it was negative in the front. And then when we look at our equation for our x-intercepts, we're looking for where y is 0. So we have a 0 at x equal to 2, and we have a 0 at x equal to -4. So these are what would be our x-intercepts. Okay? So -4, 0, and 2, 0. And so we can go ahead and graph those. And then we sketch. And the last thing we have to do is rewrite this in vertex form. Remember that this is vertex form. So we use the same exact a that the a is in the problem. So this is going to be y equals -1, which you don't have to put the 1. And then the vertex, remember, is h, comma, k, and our vertex is -1, 9. So here I'm going to put x plus 1 because you want the opposite inside, and then plus 9 at the end because you want the exact outside. Inside it's opposite, outside it's exact. So in the parentheses, you do the opposite of the number, and in the outside of the parentheses, you do exactly the number. All right, let's look at the next one. A is 2, B is negative 16, and C is 33. So axis of symmetry, remember it's negative b divided by 2a, so negative 16 divided by 2 times 2, because a is 2, and we multiply that by 2. So we have positive 16 divided by 4, which makes our axis of symmetry equal to x equal to 4. So this is going to be our axis of symmetry, which means our vertex is going to be 4 comma something. You know it's going to be that. Okay, so let's substitute back in. We're going to do y equals, because that's what we're trying to find is the y value, and we know the x value to be 4. So 2 times 4 squared minus 16 times 4 plus 33. And remember, we can do this in our calculator in the regular mode. So 2 times 4 squared minus 16 times 4 plus 33 should be 1. Okay, so 4, 1 is going to be our vertex. Let's go ahead and type this in. So we have 2x squared minus 16x plus 33. I'm going to go to our table. Okay, remember that our vertex is at 4, 1. So we want to do 2 above and 2 below, which means backwards would be 3 and 2, forward would be 5 and 6. Okay, and it said that this was 9, 3, and 3, 9. Notice they're symmetrical. That's how a parabola should be. Okay, and then what are our zeros? Do we have any zeros? Let's see. Don't look like we have any. Yeah, because when we graph this, it's above the x-axis, so it never crosses. So there are no intercepts, and it opens up. Okay, so let's plot those points. We don't have any intercepts. So 2, 9, 3, 3, 4, 1, 5, 3, and 6, 9. Notice it's above the x-axis, so we have no intercepts. All right, so now when we rewrite in vertex form, we're going to do y equals, the a value was 2 in the original equation, so we're going to put a 2 here, parentheses, x minus the h, or the vertex was 4, 1. Okay, and this was h comma k. So my h is 4, so x minus 4, quantity squared, my k value is 1, so plus 1.